All right, we're going to move on to item number 4, adoption of the agenda.
So move.
Have a motion? Second. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0.
Agenda adopted unanimously 5-0 at the start of the meeting. Why is this important? In parliamentary procedure, adopting the agenda sets the structure for the meeting, ensuring all topics are discussed in an organized manner. It's the blueprint for efficient decision-making. If any changes are to be made, they should occur at the beginning of the meeting before the agenda is adopted. Once adopted, the agenda becomes the official guide for the meeting's proceedings.
Let's move on to item number 9, consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we remove items 9B and 9M from the consent agenda.
Again, if any changes are to be made, they should occur at the beginning of the meeting, before the agenda is adopted. The commissioners received this agenda before the meeting.
So what we'll do is make item 9B, item 15, and 9M, item 16. No other questions? I seek a motion to add those to item 15 and 16.
So move.
We got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 3-2. A motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Motion second. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes 3-2. Next, we have item number 15. Item number 15 was 9B on the consent agenda, which is board appointments, both zoning and planning. Discussions? District 5.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have elected to allow the oncoming commissioner to make appointments for District 5. I would ask the board to consider tabling all the appointments until after the first of the year, when everybody can be together and have their board appointments at the same time.
So, district commissioners are now telling other commissioners how to make their appointments because they chose to do it differently for their district? This has never been done in the history of Newton County government.
Is that in the form of a motion or is your suggestion? I didn't hear, just for clarity.
Let's make it a motion to table it.
I have a motion on the floor. Do I have a second? We have a motion and a second. Do we have any further discussion? District 4.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Would the clerk be so kind as to read those names out of those people who was placed as to be a part?
The board appointments are for the Vice Chairman, Commissioner DeMond Mason. Viewpoint Health Board is Commissioner DeMond Mason. That appointment was at the request of Viewpoint Health. Zoning Board of Appeals is Dr. Nick Hawthorne. He's at large, and that's the chairman's recommendation. James Chapman, District 1. Darren Wiggins, District 2. Marie Millen, District 3. James Russell, District 4, and that's all for the Zoning Board of Appeals. For the Planning Commission, it's Ernie Smith, District 1, Alan Millhouse, District 2, Tiffany Benton, District 3, and Mary Reed, District 4.
Thank you, ma'am.
Everyone that was named were reappointments except for District 3 appointments. The goal was to block Commissioner Sanders from appointing for her district. Very interesting. Politics.
Yes.
District 4.
Yeah. And so I guess, well, I mean, you know, I guess we're gonna table it because I think the majority of the board is moving in that direction. I mean, as for District 4, I'll be here, I know at least next year, you know, maybe till my term's end, at the very least. And, you know, so would that affect, the planning commission? I guess, who might answer that question for me?
Patrick.
The Henry County ordinance related to both the zoning board of appeals and the planning commission. I'm sorry, Newton County.
We're in Newton County.
What?
We're at Newton County ordinance for both the zoning board of appeals and the planning commission call for the sitting member to remain in place until a new member is appointed, even if their term ends. So these terms are ending December 31st. If there is a meeting of either the zoning board of appeals or the planning commission before this board meets and makes new appointments, the current members would hold over and continue to serve. So I don't think it would have any meaningful impact on the operation of either the zoning board of appeals or the planning commission if one of those meetings should occur before this board reconvenes and makes those appointments.
Listen to why the appointments were placed on the agenda. Can we say commissioners keep changing rules for their benefit?
Thank you. District 3.
Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. The Lord, you are my strength and you are my redeemer. This is all because of District 3 appointments. There is no appointment on here that says District 5. None whatsoever. And if Commissioner, this is not going against Commissioner Cowan, he has the liberty to do what he needs to in his district. If Commissioner Cowan wants to allow the sitting person to appoint, that's his liberty. But don't affect the other commissioners who have made a decision to place this on here. The clerk reached out to us in October, not November, not December, October.
Wow.
And asked us to submit our appointments because their terms ending. They've been doing this as tradition for years. This is another movement like the tax assessor board. We was going ahead and say it. And not only that, those individuals were asked to be contacted. They spoke to the clerk, gave their information, and was told they were going to be on the agenda for December 3rd. This is all applied because of the District 3 appointments. We're just going to put it out there. I keep it real, and I'm going to say how it is. If Commissioner Cowan wants to move that way, that is fine. We have, that's his liberty. But to put that stipulation on every district because you want to move that way, that should not happen. That's another plot to say certain commissioners are running certain people's districts. Yes, this may or may not be my last meeting. Whatever happens, what happens. It's not gonna shut me up. I still will be out there doing what I have to do and fighting. But it is a plot to stop certain people sitting on this board. Let's keep it real. Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 3-2. Item number